Virgin rocks, but she's from Nicaragua. Thought you was Persian love. Are we turning up or are we wasting time? Girl, don't waste my time.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Becoming Her. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Today, we have two guests, as you can see. I do not have my co-host. She's actually in Dallas. I'm here in Houston. So I was like, why not get a little vibe with the girls? Okay. Yeah. So I have Dom, period, and Ashanti.
Hey.
And we're going to get into it today. Okay. But first, before we get into their introductions, we're going to do a little icebreaker. Yeah. So, y'all, the rules. I got this from B. Simone's podcast. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So we pick a topic, right? So say we pick food. Oh no, that's gonna be too hard. Say we pick like travel, right? Okay, so we each have to say the first word that comes to our mind when we think of travel. Okay. So I would say 1, 2, 3. We each say a word. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3.
Plane.
Right. First thing. What would you have
New York.
Okay. So plane, New York, and say if I had said no. This is a two people game. Y'all gonna do it. Okay. So I would say 1, 2, 3. You would say plane, New York, right? Then you have to think of a word, another word that is like correlated to traveling that puts those two together. Okay. So then I would say it again, 1, 2, 3. Y'all would think of a different word that puts plane and New York together.
LaGuardia.
You know? Yeah.
That's the airport.
Yeah. But like if you gotta kind of make it make sense. Yeah. And y'all, the goal is to try to say the same word.
Okay, come on, Dom. It's Dom.
Okay.
Look at it.
We gonna try this, y'all. It could take a while, but look, we ain't gonna take up all y'all's time. Yeah. But we gonna try it. So, is there a specific topic y'all want to do, or
you gotta pick it?
You want me to pick it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do. Let's just stick to travel. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
I think that's a good one.
Okay. Well, we can't say what we just said.
Yeah, don't say what you just said, though. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Luggage.
Come on, bitch! Come on. Yes! On the first time? There's no way.
Period. Game over.
Game over. There's absolutely no way. What?
It will ultimately use the second time, so
okay, no, we gotta redo it.
Yeah.
We're doing a different topic real quick. Okay, let's do sports. That's kind of a broad topic, but that should be fun, I think.
I have no knowledge on sports. I'm shaking.
I can't. Okay, let's just try.
Okay.
It can be anything. You could say anything related to a sport. Ball, but what, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Jersey.
NFL.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Number.
Helmet.
Oh, okay. Number, helmet. Ooh, okay.
What else?
Number, helmet. I mean, honestly, it's a sport. Say the word. It's a sport. Here we go.
You're right.
1, 2, 3.
Football.
Period. Period. Okay. They actually better than me at the game because I wouldn't do good.
Really fun.
No, it is. They better than me. Period. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna dive right into it, y'all. So let's go ahead and introduce Dom. Let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am from Houston, Texas. I am a dancer / dance teacher, and I've met these beautiful ladies in Houston, Texas.
Anything else you want them to know? No, not really. That's it.
I'm an aspiring molder. I like to do clay art.
Oh
wow.
Period. Since when?
Coming soon.
Since when? When you started
This
that?
year, actually.
So that was something new?
Yeah, something new I decided to try.
That's cool. Period. That is different. Okay, I might need to try that. All right, Ashanti, go ahead and let the people know.
Hey y'all, I'm Ashanti. I'm 26 years old. I live in Houston, Texas. I've been here for 4 years, but I'm originally from Virginia. So I said, what's up?
Stand up, okay?
I'm also a dancer, but my main career at the moment is that I am getting my PhD.
Oh, hello.
At Rice University. I'm
Black excellence.
Girl, professional student.
Okay.
That's what I do. But dance is a hobby turned now hopefully a profession.
Yeah.
You know? So I definitely enjoyed that, and that's how I met my two girls.
Period. And speaking of that, y'all, we actually are together today because we had a rehearsal for a job. And hopefully I'll be like vlogging that experience when it comes. But yeah, this is why we look a little, you know.
This is hard work.
Yeah, this is hard work.
This is hard work.
This was a 4-hour rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we a little tired, but we gonna give y'all the best that we got.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, like they said, we met through dance. I met you in November of last year.
Yes.
It's almost been a year.
Oh my God, yes.
Period. I met her at a dance event in Houston. I came up to Houston, and then Ashanti, how long? It's been a minute.
Yes.
I feel like
I had met you, the first time I met Nina was when you taught that class in Houston.
Which one?
With Stormy.
You were there.
Yes, I was there.
Dang.
I did the one that you taught
By myself.
Water.
Yeah.
Water.
It had to be 2020.
Ooh.
It won't.
Or was it
It was like
2021?
2021. It was a while ago though.
It
It
was.
was like 2021
Wow.
though.
I might have to clip that video back because y'all gonna see
Add it
the
to the
growth.
Insert.
Might have to clip the video.
But
yeah.
I feel like we started really like talking to each other when I joined Fulfilling, and that was in
Mhm.
2023. I believe like the
Okay.
beginning of 2023.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Dang, period.
Yeah.
Come on. All right, y'all. So today we are getting into what we talking about today, y'all. I don't forgot. Oh, insecurities. Insecurities that we do not share. Okay. And one thing about it, I keep this podcast raw and authentic. So you're always going to get an authentic version of me. Like I said, I just forgot what we was talking about that quick. Okay. I'm not faking it for nobody. But yes, we're talking about insecurities that we do not share. And I think that it's important to be vulnerable sometimes. I think it depends on who you're with, your environment. I don't think everybody should know everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Time and place.
Time and place. Be smart.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're gonna dive into some of those insecurities today.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's talk about it, y'all. So, as far as where do you think insecurities stem from? I guess we'll start with you. Where do you think your insecurities stem from? Like, where did they start? How did they happen? What are you experiencing right now, insecurity wise?
Insecurity wise, I feel like from a very young age, I've had an insecurity about my body and the shape of it. I think it's just in the era that we grew up in. There was a lot of like workout videos, commercials that would come on TV, and for some reason I'd be like 10 years old doing like crunches on the floor. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I feel like from like the early 2000s, like a body image like has like stemmed from
what you've been seeing.
Yeah, like what we were around at the time. So,
okay. Yeah. How has that impacted like your self-image? Is it just the physical, like your body, or is there other things that you're insecure about physically? Anything else that you can think about? Or is it just body?
I have a lot of insecurities.
Any of them that you want to share? Like specific ones that you're open to sharing?
So, for sure, definitely body. And I feel like as women, there's a lot of, like, I think that's like a general thing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. That's a general thing that we always think of. But, like, personally, I would like, ooh, this is getting deep.
Already. We going there. Look.
Take the bottle. Take the nose. Take the bottle.
Channel.
Get a check.
No, literally.
But for me, I never actually had a big insecurity about it until like maybe a year or two ago. And it's like about my smile.
Really?
And yeah, exactly.
Come on, 2 Jim.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, like I don't know, like just 1 or 2 years ago, and I think it happened when like someone like mentioned it to me, because I went my whole life and no one said anything. Oh, like your teeth are crooked, your teeth are messed up, and they're not.
I'm
but
sure,
like just someone pointing out something like one time made me like hyper focus on it,
Right.
and now I feel like body dysmorphia like took over.
Oh, wow.
So it looks, to me, I notice it a lot more, and it's the thing that I focus more on like anything else. And And like I find myself going through these rabbit holes of like, oh, should I get braces? Should I get Invisalign?
Oh, wow.
Or should I like rock it because this is the natural teeth I was given by God?
Period.
Like,
Crooked smile. But it's not.
But it's not
But
crooked, yeah.
crooked smile, J. Cole.
And,
but
well,
yeah, that's like a grown-up insecurity, and
Wow.
like you can still get insecure, like
yeah,
I-
at 26 years old.
exactly. So like, I don't know, words matter.
Yeah,
what you say.
be careful what you
To
say,
take-
people.
take
Yeah,
away.
because
Yeah.
some people are very sensitive, and they'll, you know what I'm saying? Like it can go further than what you expected because you just said something that you probably didn't really intentionally mean to hurt their feelings. But some people are just super sensitive, so you have to be careful with what comes out of your mouth.
Or you never know, like, because we don't know people, like, you could hit on an insecurity that I already had. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I've worked so long to get over it. And now you done said something to me and you done took me back years.
I'm triggered.
You done
I'm
took me back
triggered.
some
Yeah,
years. Like,
I'm triggered.
What did they say? It's 2 steps forward, 10 steps back.
Literally,
Right,
yes.
right.
And we don't, so just be
Yeah.
careful, guys, what you speak to people because that matters.
Exactly.
Okay, Shanti, what about you? Any insecurities that you're experiencing? Or you have?
yes. I think my insecurities stem mostly from, I always felt like when I was growing up, I had to prove something to someone. I'm from a majority, like, black neighborhood, but I played a white person sport, you know,
What's
like
that?
primarily white. I played softball.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up playing softball, so like I was like 16, 17 years old, you know? And then, you know, a lot of people around me and my family too, they like real tough, you know, real tough. And I think this girl that's really smart, because I was always very like intelligent, you know, I felt like people thought because I was intelligent and because I played a sport and was around like, you know, Caucasian people on my off time or whatever, outside the house, they thought like they could play with me. So I spent my whole life being like, no, you're not finna play with me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that I moved like I had something to prove, and then you realize that that stems from an insecurity. Like, I'm not secure in myself with my life and my life choices and the things that I like to do. And it's like, yes, I'm a black woman, and yes, I play softball, and yes, I'm intelligent, and yes, I'll cuss you out. Like, you know, like, I can be, you know, I can be so many different types of women. I think I grew up really thinking there was one image for black. You know, and that made a lot of insecurities. Like, that made a lot of insecurities. And then I would say my second one, which I think is one that's being brought up now, is I've always been, y'all can't really tell because we did the rehearsal, but I've always been a chill person / tomboy. When I was younger, more of a tomboy, but as I got older, it was really more of like just chill. Like, if you see me on a regular day, sweatpants, Crocs, t-shirt, got the locks, half time they not done. And who gonna check me, boo? But for real, but like, that's how I conduct myself. And it took me a long time, I think, to, it's funny because that's how I choose to walk out, because ultimately that's what makes me feel comfortable, but also at the same time I think I was looking to be accepted by others, and that's not always accepted. So it did take me a long time to really realize, like, if that's going to be you, that's okay. And if other people don't, you know, like that, or don't see you as beautiful, or don't see you as like feminine, whatever, that's on them, you know. But as a dancer, you know, and going into this dance life, a lot of things are so much about looks. Like, you know, there's so much about looks,
literally,
and your makeup, and your body, and are you giving sexy? Do you have sex appeal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that has made me go, I feel like I'm a high school student again. So that is definitely a big insecurity.
Okay, and I can piggyback off of that as far as being a black woman. I think my insecurity, I don't know if I still deal with this now, but I know that it does come up sometimes, being a darker skinned woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, high school, well, middle school all the way up. I was in a predominantly white school, you know, so I always felt as though the lighter skinned girls, look, I'm looking at
not you, boo,
not you, girl. Yeah, not you. But I always felt as though the lighter skinned girls got the attention that I was seeking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
From who though?
I don't. I guess back in middle school, like, the dudes would only like the light skinned girls. Like, they didn't pay any attention to the darker skinned girls. You know, and there wasn't many of us. So we did have a few light skinned girls, but I saw the difference in how the interactions were. You know what I'm saying? The interactions with the darker skinned girls was more so like, "What's up, friend?" You know, friend. It wasn't ever giving like, I want to get to know you. You know, it wasn't giving crush. It
Right,
wasn't giving
right. I like her.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. But I want to say then when I got to college, that was my first time ever like a white dude was pressing up on me. You know what I'm saying? And some do.
Come
you know,
on.
and like I think that I was like my mental was skewed, you know, because of what I was experiencing in middle school and high school. And I think I was kind of like not traumatized, but I was dealing with that insecurity as I was getting older. And then now I would say it only comes up really in the industry. I think that since we're dancers, a lot of artists prefer to have lighter skinned women. And that's just what I experienced. I don't know if you can agree.
I definitely have experienced that too. Or like even if they either they prefer lighter complexion girls, or like the standard for the chocolate girls is like
she gotta be like the baddest thing walking, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's like we got something to prove, and that
like we have
put a toll on me
we
too.
gotta put a little bit more effort into this and like make sure this you know, make sure this is up to par. But it's like and no shade to my light skinned sisters at all, okay? At all. It's never that. But I don't think that they have to deal with as much. And I could be wrong, because I want you to tell me your experience in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you have that type of issue when it comes to artists booking you, or like do you ever kind of feel that energy is like, oh, I'm not good enough for an artist?
I have felt
really?
that energy, and I think it's the same, but it's in a different room. If that makes sense. It's the same as what you're feeling, but it's in a different room, and it's with different races.
Yeah, okay, I was
That was
not
eight.
even
You ate. That was
light-skinned.
good.
It's with the Caucasian women, it's with the
Yeah.
Hispanic women, you know. So I totally felt that. I felt like this is like cliche, but I felt like not black enough, and then also not light enough, or like not the right light skin, because like, you know, I am light skinned, but my hair is like a little bit more coarser, and I rock my afro.
You do,
you know. So
period.
I'm just like,
as you should.
There's same thing, different room.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I would have never thought about that.
Yeah.
Not for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whenever I'm in the room, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead, go ahead.
Like, whenever I'm in the room with the women, the Caucasians, the Hispanics, you know, I have more muscle. You know, I'm a stronger in those rooms. Y'all call me a softer dancer, but in those rooms, I'm the stronger dancer.
Right.
So I feel the same thing
Oh wow.
as well.
It's
So-
because colorism and racism are sister cousins. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They're sister, like they sister cousins.
They
all
are.
stem from the same thing.
when we gonna get it together?
Right.
Man. Okay. And so as we're talking about this, have you guys experienced comparison a lot? Is that something that you're experiencing now where you are in life? Have anything y'all can think about? Any experiences like recently? I don't think I have recently. Or is like social media a thing for you?
I definitely feel like in person, no. Social media, yes.
Okay.
I feel
how?
like in person, I've definitely like trained myself to be like, everyone's great. Everyone,
Yeah.
Everyone can eat. There's room for everyone. Blah
Everybody.
blah blah blah. Yeah, but on and it's mostly whenever I'm feeling uninspired and unfulfilled in my own life that I tend to fall back on comparison, especially in social media, because it's such a rabbit hole. You can just look and look and look, and you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And why it don't look like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's so easy to do that whenever you're not feeling fulfilled. And I think that's where I falter a lot.
Yeah. Do you fall into that a lot?
I would agree that I think mine mostly not in day-to-day life. But I definitely think in social media, and I try to convince myself that I don't fall into it.
Hey, me too.
Try to tell myself it doesn't bother me, but the fact of the matter is, I know exactly who watched my story, who liked my post. Did you like her post though?
Yeah.
Would you comment on mine? Oh, you put 3 hearts, but she got 6. Like, you know, I see that stuff, and I don't like I try my best like not to focus on it, but the fact is that if I'm noticing it, I feel like that's showing that I'm comparing.
Yeah.
Because why am I even?
Because I be doing the same thing.
You know,
yeah. No, I really do.
It's
yeah.
hard not
It
to
is.
like, you know, I know who see my stuff or like whatever, and then sometimes like, oh, like we did the same dance, we were in the same class, but maybe like somebody liked mine, but they commented baddie on hers, or like, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But mind you, because I one thing I think is good about one thing that I think is good to combat with insecurities is self-awareness. Because I think that a lot of people deal with insecurities, but then it's like that's the normal part.
Yeah.
But are you aware that this is an insecurity? Or are you trying to convince yourself that this is
normal?
life? Yeah, this is normal. So I think when I have those thoughts, I literally say, Ashanti, you tripping out. You tripping out. Like, you paying too much attention. Like,
yes, that's what I be thinking. I be like, girl, you're doing way too much digging. You know what I'm saying? You kind of looking for it.
Right.
It's time for a break.
You're looking for it.
Exactly.
You're looking for it.
Time for a break.
And even like when and I know we can probably all attest to this, but I'm gonna speak on behalf of myself as far as like seeing somebody live your dream. You know what I'm saying? I want to be this professional dancer on tour, blah blah blah, and I can easily start looking at somebody else that just got booked, and I'm like, when is it gonna be mine? You know, instead of just really like genuinely being happy for them. And I am, I really am. Like, I'm do your thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's time comes, and you know, I just think that I need to stop being so like, when is mine coming? It ain't about you. This moment is about her. You know what I'm saying? Let her, him, whoever live in this moment and really just enjoy that moment. And if you're going to genuinely be happy for them, then be happy for them. If you're not, don't even comment. Don't be fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's a part of an insecurity too. It's like you sitting here saying you're happy for them, but you low key, you know what I'm saying? Like, are sitting here like
stewing
when it
tight.
You know, you know, why isn't that me? So I think that this whole industry thing, and it doesn't even have to be with dance, you guys, but I know for us, I think that that's more so like our thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then as far as like relationships go, do y'all have any friendships, or even, you know, in a relationship, do you experience insecurities, or is there like I'll say for me, like if I have a circle of friends, right, or people that I consider friends, and I'm not invited to the function, that's an insecurity for me. That brings out an insecurity for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like I've had, you know, close friends, maybe not even close. These might be people that I'm just like cool with or whatever. And then I see all of them kind of out together, but it's like, where was my invite? I think that makes me feel like, is that an insecurity? I think it is, but
depends.
You know, because some people would say you're kind of.
It depends on where they going and who's there, because why didn't they invite you?
You know,
I'm trying to be funny. Like, I know, sometimes
people say it's valid. Yeah,
it's a principle of things.
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes stuff be funny at them.
And even if you know I'm gonna say no, the invite, you know what I'm saying, just extend it, because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, she probably ain't gonna go, but I'll just text her anyway, because I don't want her feeling no type of way.
So probably a reflection of like what you expect from you, because of the type of person you are.
I am, right, and I can't expect me out of everybody, but.
And like I said, that's why I said sometimes, because it depends. Because, like, mind you, it could be like, okay, for instance, you mentioned that we have a job, that we're here for a rehearsal. There's another girl in the rehearsal, and she's not here.
But she's not here.
She's not here. And it's not because, you know, we didn't want her here. It's because she, you know, said she had something to do. We just didn't, like, the way our day, like, the way our day went.
That's true.
We've been together, and we was like, let's do this. Like, yeah, you know, but you know. I'm just saying, like, you know, shout out to my sis, but like, no, like, I'm just saying, like, you never know, like, it could have been something like this, and so then it was never even about, you know, not wanting you to be there, but how the circumstances of the day went and what you thought about that day. So that's why I say it could be in the middle, and I think as long as you communicate and you add versus like blowing up, then it's not no good.
Yeah. I usually never say anything. I don't ever mention it to them anyways. I just kind of be like, you know, they probably thought I was gonna say no. That's usually what I like boil it down to. Because most of the time I'm gonna say no. You know, I don't want to go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person.
I asked you to go out a couple days ago.
My head did hurt though. My head.
I
did have a headache. But you know, like, I'm not the going out girl, so I can I give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, you know what? They probably was like, girl, she ain't going. You know, and didn't think of it as like excluding me. They just probably knew I was gonna say no, which most likely I was. But what about y'all? Do y'all have that sort of like thing, or if you're in a relationship with a dude, is there anything that a dude does that would make you feel insecure?
So
any moments that you felt insecure in a relationship?
So I'm in a relationship right now.
Period.
Shout out to Mimi.
Hello.
That man makes me feel like I'm the most beautiful person, or that's the truth. That's the truth.
And then there's us.
Yeah, no, and y'all are beautiful. Y'all the most beautiful to y'all future men.
Period. Okay.
But that man, if I ever have an insecurity, he gonna knock it out. Like he gonna knock it out the window. You know, when I'm around him, I feel like a beauty queen.
I love that.
I'm thick. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I feel insecure about, he makes me feel 10 times better about it. Right?
Oh.
I've been in relationships before where I didn't get that same like treatment. I will say there was one guy that I was with who I think truly he was a mess. He was a mess. He made me feel insecure, and a lot of it was on him. Then there's another guy that I was with that also made me feel insecure, but some of it was me. Like I think some of it were insecurities that I already had
and brought,
and I brought to the relationship. You know, I do think he could have done better with some things. Like I don't know about y'all, but like I don't really subscribe to the whole like, what is it? the secret versus private thing with the relationships.
What you
like,
mean?
You know how some people are like, I keep my relationships private, but their version of private is like a secret. Like,
yeah.
I don't subscribe to that. Like, we can keep the business private. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I'm with somebody, I want them to. I want to show them off, and I want them to show me off.
That's
too.
an insecurity for
And
you too.
you know, and I'm gonna be honest about it. Like I used to feel like that was like validating in some way, but it's not. Like ultimately, I want somebody to think that I'm the gem on their arm that they want to tell me about.
Men
and I
want
want
to
to
glow. If they like you, they gonna show you.
Thank you.
Literally.
You get what I'm saying? Now, mind you, within reason. Like my man now, never on Instagram, right? Never on Instagram. So he don't necessarily have to post like pictures and videos and all of that. That's not my form of like, you know, showing off. But anytime we're together, he got his arm around me and like, this my girl. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all walking somewhere.
If I'm taking pictures, he not running to get out the pic. Like he like, oh yeah, like you get what I'm saying?
That's a red flag. For all
Stay
women
tuned
out
for the
there.
next episode.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
If you're taking a picture and your man is
running out of the picture,
run.
Yeah.
Run. Okay.
So I've definitely dealt with that, and I think so. That's why I think it was on both sides, because I feel like if I was secure enough and those things were happening, I should have just let it go. But instead, I felt like I was begging for stuff. Like,
oh,
can you do this for me? Like,
No,
why you
literally.
can't do this for me? Why?
and then
why
it don't
not?
feel the same because you have to act.
Exactly.
and then the next woman they with,
They do all.
Who don't get me started, baby?
It's
Don't
like,
build the man.
you know,
But I'm
it's
healed.
like was I just training you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was this like a trial thing for you? Sort of like, so I get that. And I feel like maybe men can think the same way with women. Maybe it's a
True.
woman, you know, they'll probably be like, I asked her to do this for me, and you know, like she acted like it was such a big deal.
But we
then,
have to learn how to love too. Like,
Yes.
you don't just come out the gate knowing how to love somebody
Yeah.
properly and healthily.
That-
So you
that's
have to
true.
learn. So maybe you were just in his life, or vice versa, for a season.
yeah,
and a
I
reason.
agree. I mean, no bad blood. If they watch this, they know what I'm
No,
talking
for real.
about. It ain't no bad blood. Like, you know, I do
Period.
think a big part of it is maturity. Like, we
Exactly.
were so young. Like, you know, we were so
How
young.
old was it? I mean,
I was 17 when we started
Oh,
dating,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I was about 19 when we stopped, like through college, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
probably officially stopped around
College
20.
was my crazy years.
Yeah, probably officially stopped around 20, and I met my man right
Period.
before I turned 22.
Oh,
So I was
she
like,
said, I met my man.
I had to throw.
We love
It's always
my
about you,
man.
baby.
You know what I'm saying? And I be telling my mama this. I can't wait till my husband.
Yeah.
People. Okay,
That's
let me
so
talk to
good.
my husband.
That's
let me tell my husband.
Yeah,
things.
hello.
Okay.
I'm gonna run it by my husband.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, that's just gonna feel so good. Okay.
Oh.
But moving along. So, how do y'all cope with insecurities? Like any coping mechanism?
Oh my goodness.
How do y'all deal with y'all's insecurities? I don't know.
My
honestly,
favorite thing to do is be like, do something about it. You don't like it? Do something
like
about it.
change the circumstance. Basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you can't control the feeling, but you can control the action. Either you could sink or swim. So
Period.
Yeah,
That's pretty much as simple as it gets. I feel
exactly.
like. What you think?
definitely agree with that one. I definitely agree with that one. I keep my loved ones around me, like, you know, because I think it's important. Like, sometimes you are low, and you need people that you can trust, and that you can depend on to like help you feel better in those moments. So, you know, when I be feeling low, I call my mom. You know, I call McKenna.
Same.
McKenna's a great person to call.
Is she?
She's so
Girl, because you was just on the phone with her.
Let's talk
about it real quick. Yeah, so whenever you be, is that somebody that you confide in, like, for a lot of stuff?
Yes. Now,
she's a good listener.
She's
advice.
a great, amazing listener. And I, mind you, I got a good handful of friends, maybe, that, you know, are great friends. I do believe in friends for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so this is why she's getting her shine right here, because that's something that she excels in. Like, I feel like when I come to McKenna, I can be my most honest, authentic self, you know, and like, you know, she gonna tell me how it is. She's not a yes man, so if I was wrong, she'll be like, yeah, you were wrong, but you're not a bad person. Like, you know,
learn from it,
you know, and she listens, you know. So she definitely is great in that area. And then the second thing I was going to say is try to give myself the same grace I extend others. Because the thing about insecurities is you look at yourself like, okay, if you have a body insecurity, you look at yourself and be like, oh, I'm so fat, or like, I'm not thick, or blah, 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 whatever. But then you look at somebody else and you're like, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, you're beautiful, you're amazing. So why you can't get that same grace?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so whenever I start feeling like low on myself, I realize that like I literally am the girl that's telling everybody how great they are. Be that person to yourself.
Yeah.
Is there a friend that you have, like, that you just want to shout out?
Oh my gosh. I have several friends, but my cheetah girls, I love them.
Why you love your cheetah girls so much?
Because they're just so grown. Like,
I
just like to surround myself with just grown.
Are they older than us? No.
There's one that's the same age as us, my friend KK with the afro.
Oh yeah.
And then there's my friend Sonia. She has pink hair. And then my friend
She does house.
Yeah, she
I was
does house.
I'm seeing these friends.
And they're both 31. So,
oh, period.
So we have like 2 31-year-olds and then 2 26-year-olds.
Okay.
So it's like we have a balance and we can each like bounce off of each other. But I always call them, and like vice versa, like they're just great listeners. Like I say, they give great advice. I feel like each one of us has went through something different and similar at the same time. So the advice is like always top tier.
Period.
Yeah. I love it.
Let me think of my little friends. Well, I would say, you guys, if y'all don't know me, I am a very secluded person. I feel like I'm like kind of like an isolated being. So I don't have too many friends.
I don't even know if we hold friends.
Shut up. If they on here, we you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put it in the comment section.
So there's just like, but I would say probably my mom. I just have to always shout her out because literally that's who I'm going to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I'm dealing with an insecurity or whatever, she'll tell me if I'm tripping. She'll be like, yeah, you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? She's not a yes man. That's one thing that gets on my nerves though, because it'd be like, girl, you didn't have to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have, the delivery could have been better. And now I will say, Mom, this is one thing that we can work on, okay? Because I be coming to her to vent, and she'll just give me the advice. I don't want it. I just want you to listen.
Can you listen, Mama? Can you just listen?
I just want you to listen.
Yeah.
But I would say that's my best friend. Like, that is my girl. So I would say that, like, out of anybody in the world, it's going to be her. And then as far as, like, friend, I'm going to say Shamari, because he's probably the closest friend that I have. And he hates when I call him friend. He'd be like, I'm your brother. You know what I'm saying?
I hear him saying
you know, I'm your brother. Stop calling me friend. Like,
I hear him saying that.
He was like, I ain't with these other people. I'm like, dang, why it gotta be like that? But yeah, Shamari for sure. And I've learned with Shamari, you be bringing out some insecurities too, though. So, you know, but we be talking about that. Yeah. Let me move on before I get let me move on before I get too deep into it. Okay.
So weak.
He gonna call me when he see this too. That's funny. But okay, so question: what is something that y'all once hated about yourself or disliked that you now embrace?
Easy peasy, my hair.
Like your natural hair.
Yes. I grew up on the cream crack. You know what I mean?
What is
Perms.
Oh, I ain't even heard that.
What? What is that?
Okay.
I grew up on the perms, so like I never knew how much maintenance it took. And it, like in high school, I started growing my natural hair out, and I literally had to fall in love
with your hair,
with wearing my hair natural. And if you know me, if you guys know me, I do rock my natural hair in its natural state. Like I do put products because I don't want the snap, crackle, pop.
Hello.
But I do rock it in its natural state 9 times out of 10. So I really had to work on that, and that's one thing that like I did not like growing up. I would be like, "What the heck is going on?" But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
what about you? One thing you disliked?
I was gonna say hair at
Really?
first. You know, I was gonna say hair, but I actually have a better answer. But hair definitely. Until I locked up, I knew that was the best decision for me.
No, literally.
I've never been more confident.
And it looked like everybody don't. I mean, I feel like some people say that all black people would look good with locks. Do you think that's true?
I think.
Because I don't think that's true.
I hate to say it's not true because ultimately locks is you in your most natural state. So I want to say that like people are beautifully naturally, you know.
Okay.
But there's so many forms of natural. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
So maybe the locks, maybe the fro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or the short hair girls.
Right.
You live for those girls too.
You get what I'm saying? So I won't say that it's the best for everyone, but honestly, most people I know they do be looking good with them.
they do, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I've never
They
seen
do.
a bad person with locks.
Yeah,
that's
do
true.
look good.
And there's so many different styles. There's a switch the locks, there's a free
Talk
form.
about
Yeah,
hello. People
butterfly
don't be knowing. They
locks.
don't be knowing.
That's true.
Versatile.
Exactly.
But I do think my number one answer is when I was younger, I played a lot of sports, which we talked about earlier. Played softball, ran track. I was a strong girl.
Ooh, I was gonna say this too. That's crazy.
I was a strong girl. And because I don't play those sports anymore, like I dance, I'm not as defined, like as cut as I like used to be. But even if I was, I feel like that's something now that I truly embrace. Like whenever I'm about to dance, I got my shorts, somebody be like, "Your legs are so muscular," and I smile. I smile
Period.
so hard.
You do
Or
have
like,
nice legs.
Thank you. But I smile so hard. Somebody be like, "Shanti, your back looks strong." I'm like, "Thank you," because I mean, I am a strong girl. You know, I am a strong girl,
Yeah.
a nice dense girl. Like, you know, I don't know.
Period.
So it was something that it had to grow on me. My nickname in high school was Diesel.
Oh,
That was
now.
yeah, girl. It was rough though. Like back then, I was also smaller. I think that also helped. But I was smaller, so it was like being like a big head, muscles, skinny girl. Like you know, like it just won't.
Yeah.
It won't proportion right.
No, I know what you
But
said.
God knew what he was doing.
Period. I think I would say the same. I would say definitely the same as far as body type. Because middle school and high school, I was the buff girl. You know what I'm saying? The buff black girl or whatever. And I used to kind of like mask me being bothered with laughing. I'm like laughing with them. You know what I'm saying? But they used to say stuff like, what they used to say? They used to be like, dang nigga, you swole. You know what I'm saying? I would just laugh. But that would bother me. Because why y'all keep telling me that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want to keep hearing that. And then there was a girl in college that had made like a post on Twitter because it's over some dude, right? It was this girl, she had said something like, me being built like a man.
Girl.
You know.
But your man one knee. Hello.
Look, and I'm like,
Yeah.
But yeah, she had said something like that, and but now, like you said, I just embrace it, especially when I'm dancing. I'd be like,
Right.
you know,
You
like,
look good. You look great.
and I don't really lift like that anymore. Of course, like she said, I did sports. Pretty much all the way up until I graduated high school. So it was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I naturally was already like that, but then on top of us being in the weight room sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get low.
That track, girl, that track will buff you up.
It'll buff you up. And you don't even have to do too much to get buffed up. So it's just like, you know, that's something that I now am embracing as a grown woman, because I feel like now I'm filling out into my grown woman body.
Yes.
So let's talk about it.
And you are.
Built like a man where?
Where?
You know?
And what you look like? Ma'am?
Where?
Drop a picture in the comments.
You know, like, stop playing.
Girl.
I actually still have that problem, like, still now. Like, because,
Really?
yeah, when I started lifting, people would be like, oh, you're getting swollen. I'd be like,
Girl.
Because honestly, that wasn't my reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't my reason to start like working out.
What was your reason?
My reason was mental, you know.
Like it was a release almost.
Yeah, it was.
It does clear your mind at times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, like obviously, I just started like gaining muscle and like was more toned, and people would notice it, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're getting swole," and that would like bother me because I'd be like, "What do you mean? Like swole in a good way or swole in a bad way?" Like, So I still deal with that.
And whenever they say that, does that make you step away from the gym, or
it makes me second guess what I'm doing?
what are you doing? So you switch up your workout?
I do.
No, Dom.
I know. It's just a thing that's like
No, but I
women,
know what
we
you're
think
saying.
like
It's so hard.
less muscle is more feminine for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like I be seeing women, like, you know what I'm saying, toned, and it's like they look good. To me, it looks good.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know beauty is subjective,
Right.
but my thing is, I'm like, when I see a woman that's built and like toned, I be like, she look good. You know what I'm saying?
It's all preference, I feel like.
Yeah, it's just preference.
It's so hard though. I feel like sometimes a lot of people like to keep women in a box. Like, you know, like you want to be thick but not fat, but not skinny. But you want to be strong, but don't not up here. Maybe legs, not the arms. Like you know, what I'm saying?
It's way too
You
much.
want Pilates arms with
No,
the
for
lifters
real.
legs.
Right.
For
The
real.
men like the natural, but only if the curl loose. You know what I'm saying? If it's too tight, you know.
Well, I'm like this.
It's too much.
Block
It's too
out the
much.
outside doors.
It's so hard being a woman. It really is.
It really is, yeah.
It's so hard. Society has not let up since forever.
Yeah. And we ain't taking nothing away from the experience of men, but we're just saying our experience as women. It's hard out here. You know?
They really prey on these insecurities. Like the detox tea and the weight loss tea and
I did,
and the skin bleaching and all that.
I did decide to start taking a flat tummy tea. I did it.
You
I
have
did
a
it.
flat tummy.
Girl, just to get the little size off.
I cannot.
Are we being honest?
We are.
I have decided to subscribe to the flat tummy tea. I'll let y'all know if it works.
Oh, you're doing it now.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
How long you been taking it?
I haven't even started yet.
Oh, okay, but you
I
got
decided to do it and I bought the ingredients, but don't ask me what I bought because I got off TikTok, so I can't even remember.
Oh,
but yeah, off TikTok.
Okay, well, let us know how it goes.
I will.
You see, guys.
I'll put it.
This is what if men are watching this. This is what women have to deal with. Okay,
exactly.
We getting flat tummy tea.
Right.
It's hard out here. You know. Okay. So as far as the insecurities go, what is one thing that you wish you would have known when you were younger about insecurities? For me, I'm like, I would have thought maybe my 16-year-old self or my 6-year-old self, I would have wanted to know that insecurities come and go.
Oh, yes.
And they change with time. You know?
Yeah.
So don't dwell on just like one insecurity you had as a child. You know what I'm saying? Don't dwell on this 6-year-old insecurity because baby, you have to deal with more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes I like to think back to my younger self and I'll be like, dang girl, I'm just trying to make you proud.
Oh,
yeah, like I really
so
do.
sweet.
I said this on the last episode. I was like, I had cried thinking about my younger self one day. I was like, dang, I really feel like I did that. You did.
And you did.
You know
And
what
you
I'm
did.
saying? Even though I'm still dealing with other things now at this age, but you know, thinking back on it, I'm like, dang,
Wow.
Yeah.
God, we did that. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's amazing.
Period. What's one thing?
I love
No,
thinking
don't
about
cry.
my younger self.
Oh,
I
you
love
do?
thinking about
Okay,
my
so you
younger
think
self.
about your younger self too?
All the time.
Period.
Yeah, I have like a little picture in my car
Oh,
of my younger
and you look
self.
at her?
I do, because I'm just like, I'm trying to
Cute.
fulfill.
Hey, girl.
Oh.
I cannot. That's hilarious. What's one thing though? What's one thing you wish you could tell her, your younger self, about
I could
insecurities?
tell her. Wow, there's so many things that I could tell her, and I would be like warning her, don't do that, don't do that. Don't do that.
As far as lessons go,
As far as like just something general, I would tell her I would love to have. That's tough.
It
That's
is,
really
ain't it?
tough for me.
You got
That's
one?
really tough.
That was from my younger self?
Yeah. That is hard though.
What I would say is don't project your insecurities are your insecurities. And don't project those onto others.
That's
you know, being like there are some people who have definitely like made me feel worse about myself. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
yes.
But at the same time, there are some people like who don't have those thoughts. Like you spoke about it earlier, being a chocolate girl. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely growing up. I mean, I heard the noise.
Yeah,
I heard the noise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try not to make it such a huge part of my journey, but like you know what I'm saying. There's guys that were like, oh yeah, they'll say you're pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Ooh, don't you hate that? That's an underhanded compliment. I don't want that.
Or what's the other one? One guy told me, yeah, I like you, but I just don't want my kids to be that dark. He was darker than me. You know, crazy. So brown skin, dark skin girls, like growing up like that, I think that is one that. See, I ain't finna keep crying about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna keep whining about it. So with me, I now go through life. Before I had my boyfriend, of course, there's a certain type of guy that I expected to be into me, and a certain type of guy that I do. So if they looked a certain type of way, I was like, oh, they're not finna like me.
Oh, we talked about that.
Yeah, like I'd be like, oh, they're not finna like me. Like I'm not finna be their type, and I just kind of like
counted yourself out on
right. When in reality, that's my. They ain't never said that to me. They ain't never said nothing to me that made me feel that type of way. But I look at them, I look at the type of the guy they are, and I'm like, oh, they wouldn't want to talk to me. They not coming to the table for me, you know.
So it's like a projection of
it's a projection of something that I already feel, and it became and honestly, shout out to my man again. He was the person that kind of brought it up to me and exposed it, because he was like, that's a defense mechanism. Like I'll be talking, because we'll be talking about dance, right? We'll be talking about dance, and I'm like, oh yeah, that artist probably wouldn't even want me on stage, or like she probably.
Oh no, I've done that too though.
You know, or like maybe she don't want to work with me because of blase, and my man was like, he said to me, it was something along the lines of like, what make you think that you are less worthy? Like, why are you putting that on yourself? Why don't you think that everybody in the world could be attracted to you, or everybody in the world could love you? Like, why don't you think that? And it really
come on,
key.
Look, shout out. Come on.
But yeah, no,
that stuck with you. That's what stuck with you. Period.
Yeah, that's so good.
She want to cry so bad. I cannot.
Well, actually, speaking of that, so, I mean, I feel like growing up, what I could tell my younger self, same thing as you say, don't let it get to you. Because I would cry all the time, every single day, like, about, like, because, you know, kids are cruel. Like,
bullies,
Words hurt so much, and, you know, at that age, you really can't do nothing but, you know, either get angry or cry about it. So I would tell my younger self, just pray.
Hello.
Keep going.
That's it.
That praying, man.
Don't stop.
Prayer goes a long way.
My younger self, middle self, older self, everybody need to pray.
Right.
Everybody need to pray.
It needs celestial help.
Yeah.
It's out of my hands.
I cannot.
Sing God's hands down.
Okay, because look. Okay, so we are about to wrap up, but before we do, any tips, any advice that y'all would give for people struggling with insecurity? I'm going to say limit your social media intake.
Smart.
Honestly, that's probably one of the best things you could do.
I would say journal.
Oh, period. I do that too.
A lot of things help. A lot of things like come through you and complete itself once you like write them down, because we get so jumbled in our heads and like we tend to replay things over and over and over, and I feel like there's something about completion when you write it down on the paper.
I feel so good when I journal,
and it just kind of like resolves itself, and it's not gone, but it becomes like a smaller thing than what it was.
Period.
Yeah,
that's true.
Good. That was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add to that. I read and journal. Right? So I read a lot. Like, and whatever that is, if it's the self-help, if it's some type of spiritual guidance, like if it's your Bible or something or along those lines, you read it, but then I write about what I just read about. So okay, this thing just gave me this advice and just told me to do this. So then I write it down, because then it puts it on the paper, right? So if you're reading a book about insecurities or like loving yourself, I'll be like, do I do this? Like, do I really love myself? Like, I really, it helps me to really like reflect on what I'm trying to learn from what I read, from what you know. So like guided journaling I guess.
Oh, period.
Is how I think of it.
I need to probably do that
Smart,
too.
yeah.
More so guided. Because I do a lot of free write too.
Which I think is good.
Okay.
I think that's good as well. Like ultimately, that's
Yeah. That is almost guided. Okay.
Right,
That's true.
right.
Okay.
But like if I get a self-help book, I'm an annotate girl. So I always like if I get a self-help book,
love
I'm going to.
annotating.
I love to
Do you have
annotate.
highlighters?
I have highlighters, color pens. Girl, I can't read without a
Okay, so
pencil.
I read self-help books, but I don't annotate. Is that something I
I
need to
love
do?
it.
I annotate.
It takes
I
a little
do.
while.
So
I'm not gonna
highlighting
lie.
different
Yes.
colors.
Like highlighting different colors for different meaning things.
So the yellow might mean something.
Yes.
No, here's
Orange
what I
might
do. I
mean
do
something.
red for things that make me feel angry.
Oh,
I do
period.
pink for things that make me feel loved. I
Oh,
do gray
that's
for things that I
good.
don't understand.
That's
I'm
good.
like, what? What is
Any
this?
book that I have, you gonna see me writing. I'll be like, LOL. This crazy. That works. I ain't
Or
doing
I'll
that.
put or like in a book that I hate the side character, like fucking bitch.
Literally.
Y'all are funny. Okay, I might need to start doing that then. I might have just learned something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a while, but like it's
Yeah.
so worth it.
Okay, period. Well, before we go, so we know the podcast is called Becoming Her. So what does becoming her mean? It's so subjective, I feel like. It can mean so many things. It's so broad. What does becoming her mean to y'all? Who wants to go first?
For me, becoming her is showing up in the world as my full, authentic self.
That's good.
Mhm.
I want to be able, I want to be able to be, you know that saying that they say like your tribe will find you. You have to be
period.
authentic.
Yeah.
I want to be able to find my authentic tribe.
Tribe. Yeah.
Tribe while being my authentic self, and I feel like that's a lot of work, and it's gonna probably take a lifetime. It's like a lifetime work. It's my life's work while
Yeah.
I'm here, and yeah, it's really important to me.
Yeah, that's good.
Real good. I believe that mine is just living in accordance to God and God's word.
Period.
So for me, like when I live like that, I'm being the best version of myself. I'm being the best
Yes.
version of myself in life and to others around me.
Mm.
So as long as that's the goal, then I'm gonna always win, and I'm gonna be her.
And
Yeah.
you gonna be her. I know that's right. Okay. So y'all know we already talked about this. But look, for me, I'm going to say becoming her. Honestly, since I've already discussed mine, I'll just say what I'm gonna do this week to become her. I'll just do
Nice.
that. Let's see. Something that I'm going to do this week to help me become her. I'm gonna set aside some time to annotate my book.
Yes.
Yeah, try it out.
I'm gonna try
Let
it.
us
What are you
know.
reading at the moment?
So I'm reading 2 books at once. It's kind of a lot. But
Yeah.
I'm reading one called The 48 Laws of Nature,
I've heard of that one.
something like that.
Mhm.
And then the other one is The Breaking of the Outer Man and the Release of the Spirit.
Ooh.
So I'm reading both of those, but I don't ever highlight, I don't ever underline, like nothing. I'm gonna try that this
And
week.
It's
leave
a
a review.
I'm gonna try it.
multicolor highlighters
Yeah.
and pens.
Yeah. So
It'll
like
make
the
you
pink,
feel
the
so
orange.
good.
Yeah,
Make you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you did something.
Yeah. Instead of just reading it,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's gonna help me really like help it sit and marinate in my
Yes.
brain rather than me just reading it and then turning the page, finishing the chapter, moving on with my day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think kind of writing about it and reflecting on it, it's gonna help me become her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna see. I'm gonna tell y'all how that goes.
Yes, please do.
I have a book
Period. Go ahead.
recommendation. All About Love by Bell Hooks.
All about love. I need
All
to get
About
that. I
Love.
love books, so I'm probably gonna
Yes.
order it.
Yes.
Pan to my bookshelf.
Look, no, literally.
Y'all can't see it, but books everywhere. It's books everywhere.
What
in
you
the house.
reading right now?
Right now, okay, so I also read for fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
Okay,
me
okay,
too.
yeah.
Like I
know.
just truly love to read. As of right now, I'm reading The Color Purple,
Really?
a classic.
Okay.
After I saw the movie, I was like, you know what?
Let me read.
Let me go back and read. So I am reading Color Purple, and I'm enjoying it.
What's
Like,
the
you know,
last like self-help book you read? Do you
The
remember?
last self-help book I read was.
She do got a lot over here.
I
Y'all.
do. I read all the time, y'all. It's the orange one.
The orange.
It's the orange one. Yeah, maybe it's over there. I think it's like. It was like 10 things successful people don't do.
Oh.
Or like 13 things successful people don't do. I think it was 13.
It was good.
Yeah, no, that was, I'm gonna be honest, self-help sometimes is hard for me to finish because
Yeah,
I do read
same.
for enjoyment.
Me too.
Like,
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm a person that likes to read like for fun,
Yeah.
it can get difficult for me to finish the self-help book.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one I felt like all the way through. I finished, I edited,
period.
I took what I wanted. So yeah, I really did like that book.
I
I
love
wish I
that.
knew the author. Off the top of my head,
Yeah.
I know.
But
It's
you can
orange.
look it up. Look, you can look it up. It's
She'll
all
put it
right.
in the comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
Put
drop
it
it
in the
in the little description box. Okay. But yeah, so that is all I have today. I thank you guys for coming.
Yes, thank you.
And
Have
being,
us.
being just kind of open. You know,
Yeah.
I know this was spontaneous or whatever. It was very last minute, y'all. I was just like,
Look at
let's
this.
do it. You know?
You didn't
So,
cry.
No, we didn't.
did.
We didn't.
Maybe after.
So yeah, definitely grateful that they hopped on here today and shared a few gems. And we are so appreciative that you guys listened. Let us know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And then follow.
Yes.
I'll leave y'all's names. But go ahead and just tell them y'all's @s real quick too.
Mine is Domcat, so it's DOMMCAT_.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is _Shanti.Monique.
Period. And there you have it. All right. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned for next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Party, I don't just wanna chill with you.